Welcome to the Classes Permanent Podcast. Today is Friday, February 20th. A super exciting episode coming up here for you. We're, of course, going to get into everything that happened at the midweek UCL. Big North London Derby preview between Pucc and I. We have a new segment from one of our dedicated listeners. We'll save it for then. And then, of course, we'll just highlight some of the games coming up this weekend, talk about some of the other big stories around the world. With that in mind, away we go.
Classes Permanent! Form is temporary! Form is temporary!
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by a man who is now officially in his brand new place in Morristown, New Jersey, right in the downtown, a couple blocks away from some of the main bars. There's actually a bar where they do trivia.
Wrong.
Next episode, I'm dropping your address. All right, because I'm not wrong.
That's crazy.
I haven't even introduced you yet. No one even knows who you are. I might even be talking about you,
Okay, yeah.
Daniel.
Latosha? What did we say? Latosha?
Latosha was your middle name yesterday. Let's go with Finley Capucci.
Shockingly, not my middle name.
Okay.
Oh, and Ethan stumbled, or he knew about this already, but he gave away my middle name last night. It's actually Latosha. So I don't know if you want to roll with that any way you can, but it's there for you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, I do pin you as somebody who would have that kind of name. So
What do you mean
Yeah.
by that?
I just mean
He's
that-
saying he knows I'm Jamaican.
You're just making me crazy.
right, I can
Mm.
sense it.
Yeah.
And of
John.
course, if you haven't figured it out at this point, we are joined by the illustrious Owen Tyrese Donahue. How are we, Owen?
I'm all right. I'm honestly feeling a little sick this evening.
Ooh.
Not sure.
brother. Ooh.
Not sure what the deal is.
Okay.
Tired as hell, but
You got COVID?
I don't think so. I hope not. But
Okay.
Bad answer.
Well,
You got COVID.
obviously, not the way we want to hear the podcast start, but we obviously have a big one here. A lot has happened in the midweek. We decided to not do a Monday night episode, and I think we feared we didn't have enough info, and now we fear that we may have too much info to cover. So I think we should jump right into it here. Let's get into some of the news. First things first is we will not be talking any MLS on this episode. If you think that is because we hate the MLS, that is not. It is actually because we love the MLS. We love American footy, and we did a special episode with Sosa last night, our chief MLS savant. Really good stuff. Go on to our Spotify. It's nice, like I think 55 minutes. There we talk best players, teams to watch, storylines, the Tina Turner kit, all the good stuff, all the important stuff that comes with the MLS. But in this episode, we obviously have a big UCL recap. I don't think there's anywhere else we could start here. Let's just get this out of the way. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. The Vinicius, the Benfica, I don't even want to call it drama because that almost puts like a negative eye on Vinicius. And as someone who's a chief Vinicius hater, probably the biggest hater on this pod, like I want to make sure it's clear, like he did nothing wrong. I don't know. I don't know if that comes across the right way, but I don't know what the word is. It's not drama. Would it be conflict? The Benfica
Scandal.
Ooh, okay. We call it, yeah. For those who do not see, who live under a rock, maybe two rocks, because that's how big this news was. Real Madrid play Benfica at the midweek in the Champions League. Vinicius scores. He does a celebration on his way back to the center circle. I forget his first name, but Prestiani from Benfica appears to cover his mouth. He does cover his mouth with his shirt, and then Vinicius says something to Vinicius. You can't obviously see what he says or hear it. It doesn't pick up on any of the mics. You can't see it. That's why he covered his mouth. Vinicius then claims that he called him a monkey in Spanish. Obviously, massive like racism issue and disgusting act. At the end of the day, no one knows what he officially did say. That's not us saying that he didn't say it. It's just there was no like audio that picked it up. So you would think Jose Mourinho, former Real Madrid coach, obviously someone who I'm not a fan of, but obviously worldwide global icon. You think Benfica, large club in a progressive country. You would think the players, would probably say, hey, if he did say that, that's wrong. We don't support that. Instead, Benfica doubled down backing their player. The other players on the field claimed he didn't have a racist slur. He actually called him a homophobic slur, so it's better. That's not my view. That is their view. And then Jose Mourinho claimed, no, we can't be racist. One of our star players or legends is actually black, regarding Eusebio. There was a fight in the locker room. Apparently, the report was that Rui Costa, the president of Benfica, got punched in the face by Roberto Carlos because apparently the Benfica board was trying to get into the locker room. They pushed camera people away and didn't let them get in to show what was going on. I don't even know where to start. Like, that was just like a good 2 minutes of just what unfolded. Obviously, during the game as well, like, there was some controversy on the Real Madrid side. It looked like Valverde punched a player in the face and didn't get a card unrelated to that incident. Mourinho gets a red card for towards the end of the game, making comments at the ref. It's like, if you saw what happened in the match, the events, you'd be like, oh, okay, so like the player called Vinicius a slur, and then Valverde got a red card and Jose Mourinho got a red card. Well, actually, Valverde didn't get a red card, but you know what I'm saying? You would assume so. I have no idea. This was a very boring first half of football. I went to work for the second half. I checked my phone and saw all this. I'm going to go to my chief progressive person expert here and someone that is going to help us out. Pucc, help me break this down.
It's a tough web of weaving. I think everybody can agree that I'm gonna butcher the guy's name, but the Benfica player is obviously in the wrong. Prestiani, yeah. I'll say this: it's not the first time an Argentinian has been caught saying a racist slur or something racist. And I think it's probably a bigger issue within that country in general. I actually read an article after it happened, because NJ Transit is bad right now, so I had an extra hour and a half on the train. But basically, it was said there's a whole backstory to Argentina and everything. That's too long and too intricate probably for a soccer show, but I think it's probably a wider thing within that country. With the game itself, I applaud the Real Madrid players for standing up for Vinicius, especially a player like Mbappe, who we've seen or we've heard that him and Vinicius, especially last year, maybe had some beef. And to see him kind of take a leadership role and go after Prestiani on the field, really, I think shows his dedication to not only the club, but also his teammates. And I think it's something that we need to eradicate, whether it's players or the fans in the game itself. I just don't understand why people's first thought is to throw like a racist jab at somebody or anything, like any sort of jab. Like, I don't know about Yui. I know you definitely wouldn't, but like as a player, my first jab, if somebody did like had said something to me on the field, I'm like, your ass, like you're bad at this,
Right?
Like you're not good. Like
I'm not thinking about what you look like or your
or your like sexuality or anything like that. Like that's not my first like go around. And nowadays it's not like it's like the 80s or the 90s where there's one blurry camera that's a TV camera. Like you have VAR, which can look at every blade of grass. Like you have thousands of people with phones, not only in the stands but on the sidelines doing media. Like there's cameras everywhere. So like why even put yourself in a situation where you could get caught saying something like that? Like I just think it's idiotic. It's what's the word I want to use? Low IQ to try and like get a barb in and that barb be racist, homophobic, whatever. Like if you want to say something to Vinicius, be like you're shit at dancing. Like I don't know. Like say something like that. Like I have zero clue.
I agree
I
with
just
you.
think it's stupid. Like And then like Rui Costa and Roberto Carlos getting into it in the locker room is crazy too. Like it'll be an interesting second leg at the Bernabeu. But yeah, it's nuts. There's no place for it in footy.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like you said, I mean, at the end of the day, it is one of those things that, like, I don't even want to spend a lot of time on it. I know I was texting some of the guys during the group chat, and it's not because it's not important. It's just, it's cut and dry in my eyes. Like, it really is. It's just like idiotic. It doesn't make sense. It needs to be out of the game. He, one of the, and, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, just the act he did in general is idiotic. But I think something that was kind of almost funny about it is, so he covers his mouth not to get caught, but in turn actually made himself more guilty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You know,
It also like turns your own teammates against you. Like
yeah,
if you have
100%.
if you have teammates hearing you call Vinicius that, either the racial slur or the homophobic slur, like as his teammate, I'm like, really? That's how you think of people, like of
Exactly.
that skin color or like of that sexual orientation? Like, what if one of those individuals is in our locker room
Yeah.
and like how are they going to feel about knowing that their teammate is
Yeah.
being racist or
It's,
homophobic on the pitch? Like I just think it's a bad look for not only him but the club itself, especially the statements that they made after, and it just doesn't really seem like they want to improve in terms of
yeah,
themselves as a club.
that's I think where it's more so the conversation is the way that the club has responded, the way that Jose responded, like the way his teammates did, which, listen, at the end of the day, you always want to get your teammates backs, but like part of also, like, you're also coworkers in this case, right? Like this
Mhm.
is, and there's also a way to kind of like have their back and, you know, not, but I don't want to say this, like, you know, you think of like your family, right? If your family does something horrible, there's a way to like address it, understand it's not right, not support it, but also be like, well, I'm also now taking steps to help them get better. If that makes sense, like the betterment. And
Yeah, and like I just also think like it's not only the players that he has to play with where you're like, yeah, they are
yeah,
coworkers. So you could sit there and at the end of the day you could be like, well, it's the club's problem. Like it's the boss's problem, not my we're just coworkers. But like also at the end of the day, like stick up for the people that work at the club as a teammate. Where like, what about the people that cook the food for these players?
yeah,
What about the people that clean up for them? Like
100%,
the kit men, like the people in the finance department that help
100%.
pay their wages. Like there's so many nuances where like you're sitting there and you're like, all of these people work for our club and like they could be offended that we employ like a person like
I
this
mean,
and within the team.
on top of it, I mean, you know, obviously the official language of Brazil is Portuguese,
Mhm.
right? Like Portugal and Brazil have very
Yeah.
close ties, and if I'm not mistaken, so Rui Costa is the president of Benfica, and I think he also might be the sporting director of Flamengo at the same time, or Sao Paulo or something.
Mm.
I could be wrong. So like, and again, that doesn't. It's like, oh, it's just one of those weird things. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's two different Rui Costas. There's, yeah, two different Rui Costas. Okay, I was like, that would not make sense. My point being, though, is like you said, like, just very ignorant. It's stupid. There's no place for it. I wish the club, again, the club, it's one of those things where if the club doesn't want to come out and just condemn their player, which they should, but if say they don't, there's also a way to go. We are launching an investigation into what's going on, and we will, you know, review. Right before, like,
Yeah.
that is okay, understandable. I know people would say just condemn, but it's like, all right, like you're gonna do your investigation. If you're Jose, you should probably hook the player off. Um, and just make it clear, like, yeah, whether he said it or not, like he's done for today's game, you know, because something clearly happened, right? And I know, like, you know, someone would say, well, oh, what if Vinicius was? It's like that's a different path to go down. And if we lose the game because I had to take a player off and Vinicius lied about that, they can live with that. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to live with that guilt. I don't have to live with like doing what I had to do. And it just felt very much like the entire Benfica team, like he really rattled them all. Like with that celebrate, like the celebration was like a dance, you know, like he didn't, I don't know. I've seen Vinicius go like get really, really provocative in games against like Barca and stuff. And I saw the goal in the dance and I was kind of like, oh, what, like, you know, didn't think anything of it, to the point like that he rattled this fan base in this club to that like level. is like kind of it shows lie. Maybe I don't want to throw the fan base in because you don't know. I don't know what the fans. I'm sure they're kind of horrified, but I guess my point is usually when people do things like this, whether it's racial, obviously homophobic, whatever. A lot of times it's because you've obviously rattled them to a point that they feel defensive and they feel like they need to hate you in a plot, like you said, like a barb, but not you're bad. It needs to be something that they're like, I'm launching like my biggest attack at you. Like I'm really going to be like offensive to you and let you know I really don't like you. And that's more, in my opinion, an indictment of them than it is of anything you could have done. So it is what it is. I don't really want to get into that. I mean, like I said, I don't want to spend 35 minutes just us talking about how bad racism is because that should not have to even been spoken of, right? Like that, this conversation should not be on the podcast. We should be talking about 1-0, the way the game looked. Jose has a red. I should be talking about how Valverde punched that guy in the face and didn't get a red. But that being said, and this will obviously kind of go into the preview, but Real win 1-0. They are going back to the Bernabeu next week, which is going to be nuts because Prestiani doesn't even have a suspension. Nuts if they play him. Nuts. And I hope that place like eviscerates him. Oh my God. Jose's on a red, so he won't even be there. So I don't know.
He'll show up. He'll be in the box.
He's gonna do like what was it at Chelsea that he went in the what was it? He like snuck in a garbage can or something in their laundry can.
Yeah.
He'll
figure out a way to get there. He still knows security there.
Yeah, 100%. So that'll be interesting. We'll want to watch next week. Real quick before we get into the games, Igor Tudor. I think on the last time we recorded last Friday, Frank had just been sacked. We were talking about who the appointment would be. I never saw Tudor coming. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know. What I do like is I've been kind of calling for Spurs to switch to more of like a 3-back system. I think are literally just like the players we have fit suit it. And Tudor brings a 3-back system. He plays a very direct system, a man-to-man system, high up the field. I don't think he gets the full-time job. I would, if we were sponsored by Polymarket or Kalshi, I'd probably put like 95% on Pochettino. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a good spot to talk. Like, what does he have to do to get the full-time job?
That's what I would be scared for if I was you, if he gets the full-time job. I was
I don't want
looking
that.
at his career history. He's a career great interim manager for like 6 months at every club he's been to. He like does an amazing job. And then they go, man, you did so well. We're going to give you the full-time job. Yeah. And then within like 2 months, he gets canned because he does so bad.
He's a firefighter.
Perfect. Yeah, he is the internet, like the European Sean Dyche or Big Sam, where you're like, hey, we need to save our team from this shit season. Bring in Igor. Yeah. But you don't want Big Sam there for more than 6 months. Right. Like, you don't want him there. Like, Sean Dyche maybe, but like Big Sam, it's like, no, 6 months tops. I think it's a good pickup for where you guys are at.
Yeah.
And I think between you guys, Man U, and a few other clubs, like maybe a Marseille, where I think it's interesting to see teams go to this idea of bringing in an interim for half the season. So it gives them time to do a full kind of, hey, let's wait till the summer. I also wonder if it's because so many high profile managers went to international gigs. And with the World Cup, they know a lot of them, it's going to be a 6-month gig and then they're gone. So I do wonder if it was like a last summer thing, if you guys hire Igor, or if you just go for like an actual like full-time manager. But you want to know what? I like the way that this is going. It's very Americanized. Like American football does this a lot, where it's
the offensive coordinator becomes the interim or whatever.
Yeah, like let's can Aaron Glenn like 6 weeks into the season and then have like Schottenheimer as the head coach for the rest of the year.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm excited for him. At the end of the day, so for those that don't know, I've been doing this case study in the background of all this. It's literally taking me days and nights. But so I've determined that, so Spurs have 12 remaining games, obviously with the North London Derby coming up this weekend. They need about 40 points to be fully, like, truly safe from relegation. That's kind of like the number to get to. They need essentially, right, because they're on 29, they need 11 points. They need a point a game, right, which if you're Tottenham, like that should be a no-brainer. With that in mind, I feel comfortable that he's going to keep us up from relegation. So it's not like if you save us, it's not like if you're West Ham and you're like, oh, you get me out of relegation, the job is yours, right? Like I think for Spurs, like that's like, if you don't get us out of relegation, like no, the job is not yours. On top of it, like you have no career, right? Like, I think there's a very, I was reading about this. There's like the craziest opportunity if Spurs say like win out or win all but like 1 or 2 games. There's a chance because again, they need 11 points to get to 40 points. Brentford have 40 points and are in 7th. Now there's other teams near them. The point being is there's a very slight chance that they could even get European football. We'll see how he does in the Champions League. That's the only way. Like if he finds a way into the top 7 or top 8, like maybe we have a conversation. I don't want that. That's not saying I want that. That is me saying if we're saying he's obviously probably had a conversation with the board. What is like the goal here is obviously avoid relegation, right? That's what is the dream here? Like what is like you guys are blown away, can't believe it. And obviously that'd be winning every game. I'm not even gonna say winning Champions League because that would just be preposterous. Could we though? Anyway, but we'll see. I like the way that he's going to set us up. I'm excited for this weekend. Just a new face coaching. It just feels good. Get the new, get the bump going. Obviously, also just talking still, or was talking Spurs. I don't know if you saw Postecoglou went back on the overlap. I didn't watch the whole thing. He had a lot more shit to talk about Nottingham. I believe he talked a little bit there, but then also on Spurs, like he like backed Cuti Romero, explained how he's like the biggest leader at the club. He's a winner, this and that. So it was good to see. But I love Postecoglou. Something I don't love is he's getting a little too smug about all this. In the sense, like about all of it, he's kind of like
he was smug when he came in, though. You got to know with the devil that you're dealing with. He was smug. He said, "I always win in my second year." It was like, "I'm gonna win something at Tottenham."
Yeah,
like I personally don't think it's smug. I just think he has a ton of confidence.
Yeah,
and the Australian accent maybe makes it come off as smug.
I think
Like
I agree with you. He's confident. Go on.
If it was me saying it, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, Pucc is being smug right now." You'd be like, "Oh, Pucc is confident." I think the accent is playing a part.
Yeah.
Like, I do think if you heard Jose Mourinho saying it, you'd be like, Jose is super confident. Like,
it's not so much the confidence. I think it's when you listen to the way he talks a little bit now, and I get it. He's the manager that got sacked, that the team, it's you break up with a girl or a girl breaks up with you, right? And then, you go and get a hotter girlfriend, right? And you're like, yeah, well, like that's what happens, right? Or the girl goes and starts dating a guy that's like a bum. You're kind of like, oh, well, look, like you couldn't level up. And it just feels a little bit like, all right, man, like you also still got fired. You know what I mean? Like and as much as you're like, yeah, we threw the league away to win the title, like, which he talks about a lot, it also feels a little bit like, well, you still finished 17th. I know you won, but like it's not like you like got fired and you finished 10th with a title. You still kind of were a little shit. So
welcome to my world when people talk about Emery. I hear all the time, "Oh, Unai is doing such a good job at Villa. Like, how did Arsenal ever let him go?" But then, like, retroactively, you look at where Arsenal was and you're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" Like under him, and like I think you'll have the same thing with Ange, where like in 5 years you'll be like, "That Europa League was awesome," but like the fact that like he's at another team and it's always Spurs in his mouth, like he's always talking about Spurs, you're like, just get on with it, dude. Like there are certain players and players and coaches that do it. I know for us, it's like Emi Martinez is the same way, where it's like he hasn't been at Arsenal in 5 years, yet every single interview before a big match, he's talking about Arsenal. Like it's like, what do we like, brother, we don't need to keep doing this. So 5 years, I think you'll come to that where it's just like, just
at the end of the day, brother. I do agree with him with a lot of it. And he's like calling out the board and he's like saying like the things we've all agreed with. It just feels like sometimes it's like you also failed at Nottingham. You know what I mean? Like it is a little bit of me like, I'm with you. You went into 2 dysfunctional situations. You won a title. You did what you were going to say you were going to do. But like you didn't leave on this like, it's almost like Pochettino, I feel like, almost has more of a right to be smug in the sense that he's like, you guys didn't back me whatsoever, and I got us to a Champions League final, and now you've had like 5 managers in the past 7 years That, you know what I'm trying to say? That's where it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, you've never, now you're coming back to me. That's where it's a little different. We're supposed to Koglu. It's like, and again, I'm a fan of the guy. The smugness, and it's not, I love the confidence. I want the confidence. I backed him. I said, we play his style. Like, I was all about it. It's just when he starts getting a little smug and it's like, all right, man, like you know, whatever. It is what oh, and I mean, am I wrong here? Am I right? What do you think?
No, I completely agree.
He's
I don't know. I'm
enjoying it.
not. Say it again.
He's just like, he's enjoying Frank's downfall a little bit. And it's like, well, Frank also didn't do anything to you. Like, he got the job, but, you know, but go on. Sorry.
No, yeah, and I agree. And it's not like it didn't feel like he had a vested interest in staying with Spurs to begin with. It's like I don't know. It just feels all for nothing. Obviously, there's like a dickish energy there. I don't see it as anything too sinister per
Right.
se, but yeah, it's a little childish.
He's a grown man. He's like 50 years old.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it's like, there's also a
don't you have-
professionalism level.
yeah.
But Owen, what do you give us 10 seconds here on Igor Tudor rest of the season?
Yeah, the biggest thing was honestly what you said right off the bat about the 3-back. I think that'll be exciting
Yep.
to see, especially because we've seen so many different formations for Spurs with Frank
Yeah.
throughout the couple months. So it'll be cool to have someone who's like, I'm going to play this way, and this is what I like to do, and that'll be fun. So yeah, that's the thing I'm most excited for. I also don't think this guy is going to be any sort of answer for anything really long term.
Oh.
But
You said the sky. You didn't say the sky. I heard the sky, and I was like,
this guy, yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I'm not excited, but I also haven't been
Right.
excited about Spurs in a couple months. So I guess I'm excited for Champions League, to be honest. But
you never know. I mean, I don't want to say like my prediction is that we go far. I don't think that. But like with the new manager bounce, players getting kind of fit at the right time. It's one of those things. The other thing I'm seeing is that Dortmund, and I think it was like Monaco, when we'll talk Champions League in a second, they might be the next teams up on Tottenham's like next round. That could be a very favorable draw. You know what I mean? Like things could fall in your favor where you're like, oh, all right. So we will see. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm not excited in the fact I think we're going to do incredible. I'm excited in the fact of just something new. And like you said, it's just something new to watch and something to experiment and be like, okay. I've also been backing a back three for Spurs for a while. Just because like our wingbacks like Porro and Udogi's decent defensively. Porro's not great. I just feel like their best attributes are going forward. So how do we maximize that? And on top of that, you know, Van de Ven's pace to get back. Romero, I think, can play very well as like a true like central center back or even as a right center back in the half spaces. Then you have guys like Kevin Danso there. I mean, João Paulinho has been playing a lot of center back, but next year with Vuskovic, a 3-back, Van de Ven, Vuskovic, Romero. Pucc will see you at the top, brother.
That's if 2 out of the 3 of them stay.
Yeah, I don't know. We might not have all 3. That's the
Yeah,
scary part.
yeah.
It might be me and Pucc at center back next year for Spurs.
New shoulder bump.
New shoulder bump. All right, let's get into this one. So, yeah, why don't you talk about this one, Pucc? I don't need to intro your
You see Don
Topic.
Carlo at Carnival?
Carnaval.
Carnival.
Yeah.
4-way kiss with a bunch of Brazilian broads. Goat, legend. I mean,
What a career.
so like I put the question on there, is he the best manager of all time? I
No.
think so. I think he may be the best aura manager of all time. Like in 40 years, if you put all of his iconic photos into black and white, you're like looking at it being like he has insane drip like every
news?
single time.
I have breaking news.
Yeah.
Do you want me to break it right now, or do you just want us to ignore the point I'm about to say?
No, break it.
It was an AI image.
No.
Yeah,
I got
You got bad.
somebody put it in the group chat.
I think it was you.
No, I definitely didn't put it in the group chat.
Yeah, it was AI. Multiple sources confirming. It was. You know what's funny is
That bastard Harubi did that. You want to know what? I can't.
he's married.
Honest to God, I can't trust anything he puts into the group chats because he gets got with AI
Yeah.
every single day.
Every
So the
day.
fact that-
every day.
The fact that I sat here and thought like looking at it now, I just did up close. That's AI for sure. Like
yeah,
he Yeah, I shouldn't have. That's on me. Fuck. All right, never mind.
We're not cutting that.
God
We're a
damn.
non-cut podcast.
I
Although
cannot believe I got by Harubi getting got right now.
he just got you on the podcast. That's crazy. Hand up.
That's so disappointing. Not the fact that he didn't do the 4-way kiss, but the fact that Harubi got me.
Yeah, that's a tough L. But yeah, he's got good vibes. I don't know. I get it because it's like the suave, it's the classy manager. I really just love like tactical psychopaths. I love like Pep Guardiola ripping his like skin apart, like cutting himself on the sideline, like scratching his face. I like when Jurgen Klopp is like just doing what he does. I don't know. That for me is like these kind of like little psychopaths that just start talking and
But isn't it also psychopathic to be down by like 2 or 3 and not have any emotion on your face and your team come back and win?
I get what you're saying, but that's like almost easy. It's almost.
I mean, I don't think
easy.
he's the best manager of all time. I would sit here and
literally
argue.
You're asking that.
Well, it was just I was just trying to incite conversation. I think he's definitely top 5 all time. I think I would have Sir Alex in there, Pep obviously, Cruyff. I would even consider Luis Enrique in there as well.
Wow.
I think I think we're kind of in a golden age of managers right now in terms of their tactical genius. But I think Don Carlo is like one of those where he's been able to modify and he's been able to modify his coaching, but also keep the same kind of style that he's had since like the 90s. So like he's been able to live throughout multiple decades, multiple cycles of like, hey, we're doing like possession, like we're focusing on passing, we're focusing on like hoofing the ball, like just multiple style. Like he can play any style, and his kind of tactical or his coaching philosophy has always stayed the same. So that's why I think he's like one of the greats is because of that. Like he's able to transition throughout multiple generations of players.
Yeah, I hear that. I looked it up on Google just to not make sure we didn't miss a name. My names in no particular order would be Pep, Cruyff, probably Sir Alex. I'd throw him in there. And I don't say that as he's not deserving. I say that as just personal favorite.
Yeah,
I'll give it to him. I don't know. I'm really anti Jose because here's the thing with Jose. Jose like starts to win me over, and then he does shit like he did in this past Benfica game, and I'm like, this is why I don't like you. Like I'm not supposed to like you. I'm not. I was not. You were one of Jose Mourinho growing up for me because he was the Real Madrid manager was like one of the villains of my life. It was like all the traditional villains in the history books. I'm not going to say their names on air, and then it was Jose Mourinho, and then it was like I don't know in the early. It was like Tom Brady. I even really hate Tom Brady, but you know what I'm saying. It was like whoever was like the Eagles or Cowboys star. It was Tony Romo. You know what I mean? Like I hated Jose, and then he kind of won me over a little bit at Spurs, and then I hated him again. And then I've like recently gained some respect from him as he's kind of doing his like little side quests. And then like the Benfica shit, I was praising his name when he beat Real Madrid a couple weeks ago, and then he makes the comments he made this past week, and I'm like, I hate you. Like I'm not. You keep tricking me.
Jose to me lost a bit because he's been doing so many different side quests.
Yeah, he should just
like if he was able to pull like a Pep where it's like, okay, he did Porto, he then goes Chelsea, Real Madrid, back to Chelsea, and then maybe he's at Tottenham for like 5 years, like more than 5 years, or at Roma for more than 5. It just feels like he's falling into the Antonio Conte of like second season, third season. It's like he's just really bad, and it's like that to me doesn't put you on that like god level status as a coach. Like a guy like Don Carlo, who's like won with AC Milan multiple like years, like has done it at Bayern, like he's done it at Real Madrid multiple times. Like he's been able to stay at these clubs for long periods of time with sustained success. and even like when he left Real Madrid this summer, like I know he kind of got pushed out, but he also like I'm sure if he really wanted the job, he could have went to Perez and been like, give me one more year. Like, give me one
Yeah.
more year to turn the ship around. Like, we had injuries, yada yada yada, whatever you do to keep your job. And I think he probably would have turned the team around. Like, I respect him a lot.
I think where Jose versus some other managers loses credibility, or where they get sacked. I don't know who I was talking to you about this today, but we were talking about yesterday in the Tavon Gray. Very crazy to compare Tavon Gray and Jose Mourinho, but where Tavon Gray is such a likable human being, you want him around and you want them to succeed. Jose,
Yeah.
by the time he's at the end, has probably spited you or done things you don't like, and you're at a point where you're like, you know what? I just I'm good here, man. Like,
The thing with Jose too is he plays to the emotions of the fans so well.
yeah,
Like that's one of the things I think that's also a pot like in his favor is like the
yeah,
fans love him everywhere. Like with Roma, like when Roma got screwed by Anthony Taylor, he didn't say like and he didn't come out and was like Anthony Taylor screwed us. He was just like I think there were some poor refereeing decisions. And then Anthony Taylor's family's getting screamed at going to the airport by all the Roma fans. Like, and it's
yeah.
like he just does such a good job of like turning like fans on his side, like the group of fans on his side. He would have been a great dictator. Glad he decided to go
Just
to
about to say,
soccer.
yeah,
Glad he went the soccer
but
route instead of political route.
yeah, and well, that's the thing too, though, with him is I think in the past his tactics fit the game a little bit, and I think he just got a little bit
Yeah.
the tactics have passed him a bit. He can
Yeah.
motivate like no other. He can figure it out. He can, but I do think and that's the problem is he could speak really well, but then it's like the team has to go out and perform. And this man has also not had the best teams, right? Like in the past couple of years, these are not like teams that have wild expectations. But that being said, like you said, I mean, the side quests have it's like, all right, man. Like, yeah, I mean, after Benfica, what's his next stop? Like, he's already returned
Portugal.
home. Huh?
Portugal national team.
That could be interesting. Well, you know where he could end up in the MLS? That would be crazy. Imagine Jose coaching
I think
the Kansas City.
yeah, no, it would. I wouldn't be shocked if his next stop is like sporting director somewhere. If
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
says, hang up the whistle and let me get in the spreadsheets. Spread them sheets.
That's what I've been saying recently. Spread them.
All right. Do
All
you
right.
want to move on to Champions?
Yeah, time. Let's move in here to the Champions League. So I think we don't have to talk about the Real Madrid game. We're going to throw that to the side. What a week to be Juventus in the sense that you got absolutely mollywocked, but at the same time, your game was the same time that all the Benfica shit was going down.
Yeah.
So no one really recognized that you
Nobody-
got beat 5-2. And then the next day, you had a bunch of games, so no one really looked into it because Bodo beat Inter. We'll get into that. So Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. Yeah, I mean,
This
I don't even know.
game was this game was crazy because I looked at it first and I was like, oh, Juve's up 2-0. Like, what was it? Like halftime when I checked in, I was like 2-1, sorry, not 2-0, 2-1. And I was like, oh, okay, Juve's got this. Like they whatever. And then Galatasaray comes back in the second half and just puts BTA on them. Like just an insane performance
Yeah.
by them. I think Galatasaray honestly is a sneaky gonna go far team in this Champions League
Yeah.
because they're absolutely loaded. Like they have Leroy Sané, Osimhen, Noah Lang, Lucas Torreira, that your boy Davidson Sanchez is
Yeah,
their
he
rock in the
scored.
back. Yeah. Yeah. No, they are a good team. Like they have depth on their side. They have a Icardi. One guy that didn't even play was Gundogan. Like he didn't
Okay.
even touch the field. He was on the bench. And it's like
That's crazy that
they're
he's not
just-
playing.
he just I think for this game he just didn't play.
No, I
He's
know, but
been playing.
that's crazy
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that they are a sneaky team. Like if they get through, they have to play either Liverpool or Tottenham.
Yeah.
So if I was Tottenham or Liverpool, I'd be scared taking on this, especially going away to
Yeah,
Galatasaray.
this Spurs
That's
team's not up
always a
for that.
always a tough place to play. I do think Juventus is dead in the water in the Champions League, and I think they might be dead in the water in general. I wanted to ask you a question. Is this loss a bigger indication on the state of Italian clubs like the Serie A, or is it just a Juventus team in transition? Because like as we'll get on,
Yeah,
we'll mention other Italian teams in the Champions League. I mean, who didn't perform well this week. Napoli didn't even get to the knockout
yeah,
rounds. Like they got bounced in the group stage. So it's like the Serie A is super competitive the last couple of years, like really good title races. Um, really good this year with like European races, relegation races, like a super competitive league. But are they competitive enough to really be to take that next step in Europe? It feels like a lot of their teams are kind of either in transition, too old, or they just aren't good enough. I just wanted to know your thoughts if it's just a Juve thing or if it's an Italian thing.
that's a good question. I am not the most well versed in Serie A. I don't know. Like it's kind of a weird thing. So I remember growing up, right? Like Serie A was like the league, right? Like
Mhm.
I mean, obviously there was the big Premier League clubs. La Liga was just kind of Barca and Real Madrid at that time, killing everybody. But like Serie A had like 4 or 5 top teams. Like both teams from Milan, Juventus were a top club. At points, Napoli were good. At points, Lazio was very good. And like, yeah,
I
Como at that point was still in the second division, but they were doing well there too. They were a decent
yeah,
club.
I think we should mention Roma, but
What
go
was
on.
Roma doing back there? Let's look up.
Roma was coming in second place a ton. They were losing to Juve a ton because Juve was cheating. So
You are just
Roma
a second
was.
place merchant.
It's the story of my life right now, and I don't want to
Oh my
discuss it
god,
too
and this
much.
oh my god, in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah.
Oh my god. Go
Yeah.
for two pooch. That's crazy.
Somebody
Um
called somebody called Jillian Michaels because I think I'm the biggest loser.
you're such a
That
anyway,
was a good one. You know that was a good one too.
yeah.
Rastafari.
Um, anyway, yeah, I think Serie A is in a little bit of disarray. I think they're facing a lot of what La
Hmm.
Liga teams are facing with some strict, like the pandemic really hurting a lot of them financially where
Hmm.
they can't compete. And I mean, it's just not a, there's decent Italian players, but I think they're
I
having one of
think
their weakest Italian like classes in a while that is also not propelling these teams necessarily.
I agree with that 100%. I also think one thing that comes into this is TV revenue. I think that's
Yes.
why Premier League is so big, but I also think that's why La Liga is starting to maybe. I know they still have financial issues, but like they're starting to kind of climb back up, like with some of their clubs, that maybe like a Valencia and Villarreal. Like I know they're always kind of in that perpetual like, will we or won't we like just lose our club? But I think they're starting to like La Liga in general with the TV rights. I think Serie A, while they're, I believe, on Paramount, is fine. I also think it's not like a Premier League where you could just log on to like a Saturday morning and you're like, oh, CBS has
Right.
like Como versus Lazio on. Like you're not, you have to go to the down, like buy Paramount Plus to watch that game, and it hurts them a little bit. We discussed it last night with like MLS where it was the same thing. That's why they got rid of MLS season pass.
Right.
Where it's like people have these apps and stuff like that, but like would you rather just sit here and like watch it on TV like normally, or do you want to like buy the app, pay for the app like just to watch your club play? So I think it's a bigger conversation, but yeah, I tend to agree with you that I think it's more of an Italian thing than a Juve thing. I think they're kind of falling into that. I don't want to call them an MLS trap, but it feels like it a little bit with like, let's sign all of these old stars, like who want to still be in Europe and be on high, like decent wages, like to the league, like or like, and let's also at the same time sign like kind of these unknown talents throughout the world and integrate both of them. Like
Yeah.
you're not getting like mainstay, like it's not like a Tottenham where Tottenham tomorrow could go out and sign a top tier center back if they really wanted to because they have the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it all the time. Like Forest is able to go out and buy like that guy Lorenzo Luca, who's like
Right.
kind of an up and coming Italian striker, but they got him on loan. Like it's like they're able to do that even though they're Nottingham Forest. Where if a team in 18th in the Italian league tried to do that, the English Cup would be like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah, I mean, in general, the money has just become crazy. And the way
yeah,
that money influences the game. I mean, even La Liga teams, like again, Chelsea came to offer 40 mil for Fred Mean, but if it was the opposite way around, they'd have asked 80, right? Like it's
yeah.
just like a ridiculous because now like apparently Manchester United wants Alejandro Balde from Barca, and they're like, we'll offer 60, and people are like, if he was at Brighton right now, you'd be offering 120 million,
Yeah.
and it's like one of
Yeah.
those things. It's just kind of frustrating. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I don't know. I don't know the fix for Serie A. I'm not a Serie A stan, but it would be nice to have like 2 or 3 like. And I know Inter went to the Champions League final this year, but it would be nice to have like 2 or 3 like Italian teams that are like proper powerhouses. You know,
Yeah.
like and that league was like again, it's kind of nice that there's some good parity in it, where every year you don't know who's going to win it, but we like the parity to be a little
that's
higher.
why I think it's like
Yeah.
a European MLS because there is so much parity within the league. Like,
Yep.
okay, moving on. We discussed Real Madrid a bit. So next up was PSG Monaco. So PSG won 3-2. PSG was actually up 2-1 at halftime. Or sorry, Monaco's up 2-1 with halftime. Balogun brace within the first
Yeah,
20.
which is awesome.
Goat. But then Alexander Golovin, 46th minute, red card, killed the game for them. PSG comes back with against 10-man Monaco.
Yep.
I think he killed the game killed the draw as well. Like I think
Probably.
like he's one of their better players. Like, and to not have him for that second leg is going to be crucial. And the fact that PSG, I still think probably would have won the game with 11 players,
Yeah.
but you never know. But yeah, I think Golovin kind of killed this for Morocco. This chance.
For Monaco.
Monaco,
That's how
sorry,
we know.
not
That's how we know
Morocco.
you're chief AFCON officer.
Yeah. I'm glad you pointed that out. I did that a while ago, and I've been trying to show people because I thought it like blended in with my sweatshirt. So
He's such a clown. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Against like a good team like PSG, against any good team, when you're a team that's, obviously kind of punching up in your weight class, you just kind of need, like, you can't give them freebies. We always talk about this with like Alabama football or any of these big teams. It's like, well, or even like Ohio State. I think it was Ohio State versus whoever their first round playoff team was. Ohio State, like,
Miami.
no, you know what it was actually? It was Michigan. It was the Michigan because they threw a pick.
Yes,
and then they didn't
we were
score.
talking about it. Yeah,
And it's like, well, you really need to score. Like, you don't have the liberty
Yeah.
to not. And so when Golovin gets that red, it's like, well, like, maybe you hold on, but like, we can't give them favors because they are too good to give favors.
Yeah, and this was their home leg too, so it's not like
Yeah.
you can sit back and be like, "All right, like we're only down a goal. We're going to our home crowd. Like we can do this." Like it's like you got to go to Parc des Princes and try and get a win.
Yeah. The puck
So
to pity.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree
Um
with that.
yeah,
Dortmund,
go.
Atalanta. Dortmund beat Atalanta 2-0. I didn't watch this game. You had here that Dortmund absolutely killed this leg. You're not worried. You don't think Atalanta has a shot?
Well, I mean, it kind of bleeds into our conversation with the Italian
Yeah.
league in general. They lost their best player, Lookman, in January. So it's like, I don't know how much faith I can have in them. Now, Dortmund have been on a great run of form too, which I think goes in their favor. But Dortmund was at home. I don't know how they're going to be going away to Italy next week. Um, I'm not confident in that. Like, I still think Atalanta has a shot. I mean, anytime there's 2 goals in a two-legged draw, I still feel confident that a team may be able to come back. So I think for Atalanta, it's getting that first goal is crucial, which I feel like everybody says, but it's true. But Dortmund this leg, like I think I saw they had 80% possession. Like their Owen, close your ears. Okay, his ears are closed. Their XG was 2. I didn't want to hear Owen have me use XG. But their XG was 2. compared to Atalanta's, which is like 0.8 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I just think they absolutely kind of crushed it.
Fair enough. Like I said, I didn't watch this game. I was kind of watching mainly that Madrid Benfica game.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was, yeah, so we'll move to the next day then. So this was Wednesday. Newcastle. I watched this game with my dad. Newcastle absolutely thrashed Qarabağ. I think it was 4-0 at halftime. Whatever. I mean, there's not much, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I personally thought that trip was going to kill Newcastle because it's like a long way to go for them. And they don't have an airport, so like an international airport, so they needed to fly. They need to drive a
Correct.
bus into Manchester or London to go there. Um, so I thought that was going to kill them. It did not. Also, Anthony Gordon, 4 goals, wore a trophy. Like, congrats. I don't think he has a single goal in Premier League this year, but he
Yeah.
can put 4 past Quarbag. So, like, you're goated. I don't know what to tell you. Like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you know what sucks about this is like Quarbeck really does have to go fly to Newcastle now. And
And
like,
get their cheeks clapped again.
yeah,
Like,
or you do nothing and it's the most boring 90 minutes of your life and you've just lost still by 5 goals. You know what I mean? Like, just like, all right.
I mean, if I was
yeah.
in that locker room, the first thing I'd say is, like, come on, boys, we have right where we want them. Like, this is exactly what we want to do. We're gonna go there. They're not gonna think that they're gonna lose, and we're gonna score 6 and beat them.
Ay. You're a funny guy.
Thanks.
Bodo Glimt beat Inter 3-1. This Bodo team is one of like the coolest stories ever. Everyone just like wants to write them off whenever they can, and they just keep
They
showing
ain't
people
writing
it's like
back.
they ain't writing back. They're hanging the phone up. They're
Yeah.
hanging it up. Inter are really a weird team here. Like one day you're like, oh, Inter are potentially one of the best teams in Europe, and the other day, and like here's what my take is going to be. I think it's time that we all stop underrating Bodo.
Yeah.
In the sense like I think we keep
They're
looking and being
giant
like
killers.
they are, but they've done it everywhere and against everybody. So it's not like they're like, oh well, they're really good against like 3-back teams or more defense. Like they do it to everybody. So it's something where it's like, or just I think Bodo and this might be a crazy take. I would argue like, and I know it's like the round of like they're probably a top 20 team in Europe, like a proper
Yeah.
top 20 team in Europe, in the sense that you put them on a level playing field, you put them at home. Teams like genuinely struggle. Very, very, very good teams struggle. That's not a fluke.
I also no, I do think one thing that helps them besides their home field advantage, which I think is clear, that they have one. They beat City and now
Yeah.
Inter at home this at least this year in the Champions League, and then went to Atletico and won. But I do think one thing that probably helps them out a ton is they don't have a domestic season right now. So their
Yeah.
primary focus is Champions League. And when you can dedicate like a team like like Inter, they're worried about the weekend, they're worried about next weekend, they're worried about Champions League. So it's like every 3 days, like we have to worry about a new team, new structures, new analysts on these teams like that we're playing. Bodo can sit there and be like, listen, we've had 3 weeks to come up with a game plan against Inter Milan. Like, what are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? Like, I do think that helps them out a ton. I'm worried that I think Inter may make a bit of a comeback here in the second leg at home. I don't know if it'll be enough to push them over the edge to win. I do think I wouldn't count them out yet. But I think this might be the last time any of us are really scared of Inter in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like when you look at their roster, it is kind of depleted at this point. Like and not so much like they still have like Lautaro Martinez, he'll stay there. I think a Marcus Thuram will stay there. But like Jan Sommer, their starting goalkeeper, is 37. Steven
Yeah.
De Vrij, who they wanted to get rid of, 34. Their starting center back, Acerbi, 38. Bisec's good, but Bisek doesn't play all the time. Bastoni's good. He's their leader. Dumfries is good, but like, yeah. Mkhitaryan is still playing 37. Barella 29.
Yep.
I'm literally looking through Chanaloglu 32.
Yeah,
Who
they're
else
old
do
as
they have?
shit.
Yeah. Like they don't have a young team. They have a few bright spots. Like I said, like you have a Bastoni at center back. You have a Esposo at striker who's 20, Pio Esposo. Remember that name. He's going to be
He's a good
next up
player.
for Italian striker. Yeah. Very super strong. And I think he's like 6'4". Like
Yeah.
he's
Says
what
6'2" here, but I
Scamacca
believe
wanted
you.
to be. Yeah, he's what Scamacca wanted to be. But yeah, so I do think they have a few like pieces where you're like, okay, like we can build on these guys for the next generation, but also at the same time, like I'm already seeing links with Arsenal and Esposo where I'm like,
Right.
they're like, it's like 70 mil for this kid. And I'm like, you wanna know what? Fuck it. Like I saw him in one game against Arsenal. He went nuts. Like he's a really
Yeah.
good Bastoni. Once again, every summer, like you were talking about him for Barcelona. Like this summer, you guys could get him. So it's like you're gonna rely. Like everybody else that they have is super old that starts. So I think they need a refresh, and I wouldn't be shocked if they're next year and then the next couple of years are in a situation Juve's in where you're like, all right, we got to kind of replenish everything here.
Yeah. I mean, I know also for Spurs, Vicario has been linked
Yes.
pretty heavily with a move to Inter for 30 mil. So like that makes a lot of sense, just looking at their team. So I don't know, maybe they go on a spending spree, but they're a team that needs to sell to spend. All right. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if a Bastoni, the thing about Bastoni for me is he's like probably your absolute best player pound for pound, maybe Latoro, but like you should sell him. Like sell Martinez. It's tough. Like Bastoni's going to make you the most money. And then you could reinvest it. But it's also like proper Italian captain center back who's uber talented.
Yeah.
Like you don't want that to leave the locker room per se. But I would
Yeah,
like it at
and it
Barca.
also matters like if he wants to leave. Like we could be sitting here
Right.
saying that, and if he's like, I want to be an Inter Milan player for the rest of my life, like he's never gonna leave. Then you're like, then you have to look at somebody like Esposo, where you're like, all right, this guy, like we want to hold on to him, but if we can't get rid of Bastoni, like we might
Yeah.
as well take 60, 70 mil for this kid. Like,
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We'll have to see. But shout out Bodo,
Yeah.
man. Bodo don't care
Yeah.
about who you are, where you are, what it is. Like they are really just been underrated way too long. And you know what's funny? Like Pucc, can you name 3 players on their team?
no,
Yeah. It's like I'm only saying this, it's like almost disrespectful how we treat them. It
low
really is.
key, they are Sir Dunk at the Trial of 7.
Ooh,
They-
just a no name, someone you don't know, but he's about to change it up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm with it. They have that winger, Hogg. I don't know how to say it.
Oh, Jans Peter Hogg.
Yeah, and then they also have Casper Ho or Hugh or whatever, the striker that are very good. Is this kid a Barca kid? Who is this? I don't know, Mikel. I'm looking their team up right now.
Mikel Antonio
Why is this kid in a Barca kit? Is this
probably played for Barca. Or is
No,
a
he
fan.
was linked. I don't know. He's a youngster. It was like the first thing. Mikel Bro Hansen. That is a name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're familiar. Okay.
No. I'm looking up too. I didn't realize they have Patrick Berg. He's a Norway starter in the midfield.
Yeah. They got ballers. They really do.
Yeah.
their
Valdez
captain.
Nelson is good too.
One of my favorites. How do you think Norway line up at the World Cup? Waiting for Owen to yell at us.
It's actually
Yeah,
tough.
no, we're actually to obviously we're not going to do this right now, but I
We're
think what we should do the math and point out the amount of the amount of episodes we have until the World Cup, and then for every episode we go through every single team for a segment, and you guys talk about how they should line up. Some episodes will be boring, like we get to like the Senegal episode, we probably know who's starting, but we might have another Brazil situation where you guys can duke it out, and it'll actually be relevant to the show, which would be awesome.
Let me look this up. How many weeks until the World Cup? 17 weeks. There's more than 17. All right, that'll be fun. I can't wait to do Curacao. I'd put Owen probably in the middle for Curacao, and I feel like he'd actually get some minutes.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. All right, let's move in. I didn't watch this game either. Club Brugge draw Atletico Madrid 3-3. Pucc Road here. Bruges a sneaky place to play as well. When Marseille played them, that atmosphere was sick. Again, I didn't see this game, so I don't know, but
yeah.
good for them.
I mean, Madrid was, once again, it was another one where I didn't even kind of try and tune in because I was like, oh, Madrid has, I think they were up 2-1 at the time or 3-1, something like that. And I was like, okay, Madrid has this one in the bag. Like, but Bruges is a tough place to play, and they have a sneaky team where it is maybe players, you look at their roster, you're like, all right, I kind of know these names more than a Bodo,
Yeah.
but still underrated names on that team.
Yep.
Guys that kind of failed at the big clubs that are playing there now. But I on an Atletico side, like Alvarez and Lookman still going crazy. Like those two had a fantastic
Yeah.
game. But I do think you have to hand it to Bruges in terms of coming back into this draw and at least playing for a second leg where
Yeah.
you're like, all right, it's level, like we're not going in a goal down where it's like we need to kind of push offensively. You could still play your game away and hope for overtime or PK or like a ball over the top that you can counter on. Like they aren't going in having to kind of go against any style that they would maybe not like to do against an Atletico. I still think I trust in Simeone to get the job done, but
Okay. I mean, I agree with you. I think Bruges is a tough place to play. I think Athletic are just going to come back and take care of business. This kid that they have, Mark Pubil, I'm going to say his last name, Spaniard. I remember when he was at Media, he was like a top right back. Like he was like an exciting young Spanish right back. And now he's doing the business at center back. So it's cool to see. He's also 6'3", which I'm almost certain he grew. Because I remember him being like 5'10", 5'11". So it's just kind of funny to see.
was he like at Barca's academy or at that club's academy?
What I'm talking, no, this was like last year or the year before. He was starting right back.
Wow.
I could be totally off
Wow.
with the height. Maybe I just missed that. But all right, Leverkusen 2, Olympiacos 0. Yeah, fuck Mr.
Did you watch it?
Nope, Mr. Marinakis.
Me neither. Mr. Marinakis can kick rocks.
Yeah, Owen, say something mean about Mr. Marinakis. You notice how none of us went racial? None of us went homophobic? We actually all
Yeah.
just, we told him to kick
Great
rocks
point.
and that he sucks.
Yeah.
Something for those of you out there just to learn. Mainly just Prestiani. I don't know if he's a listener. I hope he's not. But if
I
he
hope
is,
he's
we
not.
just educate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Second legs. I think. Here's what we just shit on on Juve. I think there is a cheeky potential remontada here. Do they win it? I
Really?
don't know, but I could see a remontada here potentially.
See, the one that I was thinking of where I was like, could be a cheeky get back. I think the obvious ones are probably you look at it and it's like, oh, Inter, Atalanta. I don't know if Bruges or I guess Bruges would be the upset. Like, but the one that I was drawn to was actually Monaco. Like, I
Ooh,
know they're without Golovin, but like
he's not that good
PSG
though.
isn't the PSG of last year. I think we all can
Oh.
agree.
Yeah.
Like domestically and also here, like in Europe, they're just not the
Yeah.
same team. And they're going up against a rival. They're at home. They're goal up. Due went off injured today or on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So like I could see Monaco being like, you want to know what? Like we're gonna pull this off, and they do. Because Monaco does not have a bad team at all.
No, I mean Ansu Fati on the bench, so he could always come in and do some magic. I think Akoleche will probably be the one that plays through the middle as the 10. He does a lot of that. And then you have talent here. You definitely have some talent. You definitely have some guys. Vanderson could always step up as like the right mid. You know what I mean? Like they have some abilities to kind of mask the sending off of Golovin. But all right, I see that. Let's move into some of the other games that happened this week. So Pucc, do you want me to intro it? Do you just want to get ahead of it?
You can intro it. You can intro it.
Arsenal draw Wolves 2-0. Or excuse me, 2-2. Arsenal, how many points ahead of City are we?
4 or 5, something like that.
And how many?
Not enough.
You had a game in hand, and you're only 5 points ahead. City have a game in. That'll be 2 after the. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm officially scared. I'm officially worried, and also officially dead inside. I don't know how we lost that. I watched the entire game and I was sitting there and I was like, all right, well, we're 2-0 up. This feels good. And then 3 minutes later, they scored their goal, and I'm like 2-1. That's okay.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
survive.
Saka went off hurt, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks, but we're still 2-1 up and kind of feels like we're still in control of this game. And then, like, the way that we've lost, it's not like the games we've lost this year, or even games that we've dropped points that we shouldn't, it's not because we play bad and you're like, oh man, they just beat us. Like, it was just a good day. We beat ourselves. Like, we have idiotic mistakes where it's
Mhm.
like even I'm thinking back to that Man U game where like Zubamendi, the first goal we gave up, he passes it right to Embuemo, who like is one-on-one with Raya and scores. Like this game, it's like
Yeah.
Gabrielle is calling for the ball and Raya comes out to grab it. And it's like I normally I don't know if Raya called for it or not, but like you could see on the video Gabrielle saying mine, like
Yeah.
that, where he's like, I got it. And Raya comes out to get it and all of that. And I saw people being like, how does Calafiori put that into his own net? It's like dude's on the goal line with like a rocket shot coming right at him.
Right.
But yeah, I'm worried. I think a lot of our players look super dead, like across the back line, which makes sense because we've had a lot of defenders, like a lot of our depth pieces out for a while, and they're now all of our defenders are healthy again. But like, you still have like Arteta's done a better job of rotating the center backs, but like a Yuri and Timber just look dead. He has not been rotated. Like because Ben White, anytime he plays, it's like he pulls up after 50 minutes and he's like, oh, I pulled my hamstring again. And it's like, dude, really? So I'm a little nervous about that. Yeah, I think the only positive was Jesus finally got his lick back on that fuck mascara for digging his fingers in his butt from last year. I don't know if you saw what Jesus did
Yes.
at the end of the game. This one, he like just shoved him in the chest, which was kind of awesome. I wish he punched him in the face, but I get why he didn't. But I'm glad he finally got his get back with that one. But that was really the only positive. Saka's header was cool. He made Sa, but like I also, if we're in the cone of trust, I I'm not liking the reports and the visuals of Declan Rice after any time we lose some of these or draw some of these matches. I get it. He's like competitive. He wants to win all of this, but like it feels like he has a bit of that Bellingham drome,
Mm.
where he plays to the cameras a bit where
Yep.
it's like we draw to like somebody a few weeks ago, um, and there's a camera on him after the game as he's clapping the fans, and he's like, fucking hell, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, okay, dude, but like everybody else is kind of calm, cool, and collected about it, and you're like sitting there like clearly shaking your head, saying like,
Right.
"What the fuck?" Like it's like really, and then there were reports after this game that like he's getting into shouting matches in the locker room with like Timber or like it was Eze. And it's like Eze was on for like 10 minutes, dude. Like
Right. Right.
he
Right.
didn't do anything bad, Eze. Like maybe he like misshot one ball that like skied it over, but like everybody does. Like I think I saw him do that twice. Like so like he, there are just certain things that he does where it's very Bellingham esque where it is like you're playing to the cameras a bit now. Like, come on, like what are we doing here? So
It happens. It happened a little later this year. I told you. I told you it was going to happen. You're going to start
I never
dropping
got my hopes
points,
up.
and City
I
going to
never got
start
my
turning
hopes up too
robotic.
big.
And
But the
now,
thing is, so that's the only thing that I feel still confident with this team. Man City still does not feel like a robotic Man City team.
okay, so you're basing how you want to win the title off of how the second place team is doing. So you don't want to just win out and play good. You're like, oh well, I'd rather just win because they're not so good.
No. I definitely want to win because we're good and we earned it, which I think so far this year we have. I think we've been the best team up to this point, and I think the table proves that. But at the same time, I think I would agree that like normally City does get robotic, like at this
Yeah.
time of the year where you're like, they're getting 3 points and not only getting 3 points, but like winning like 3-4-0, like just
Yeah,
destroying
yeah,
teams.
yeah.
I don't feel like City is that type of city this year where it's like they play Newcastle on the weekend. I could see Newcastle going to the Etihad and getting 3 points. Like I could see just I don't trust their back line. Like it's one of those things where I feel like they let in goals.
Should we go
And
through
if
City's recent form?
no, I know they've won a ton of games. Like I'm not saying that I'm just saying it doesn't feel like 3 years ago when they have De Bruyne, they have Bernardo Silva and his prime, Phil Foden, like putting in bags of goals. Like, and then you look at that back line and it's like Ruben Dias in his prime, John Stones without all the injuries. Like, you look across that back line, the midfield, Rodri in his Ballon d'Or winning season. Like, you're sitting there and you're like, dude, how, like, this team, like, you're like you said, robotic. Like, they just become super, like,
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom. It
they're locked
doesn't
in.
feel, and once again, maybe that's just because I think that a lot of these players that they now have in those positions are a bit more unproven, where
Mhm.
it's not like you have like Guardiola, I don't think is coming back anytime soon. So you have that uh uh Kazakhstani center back and Mark Gahey
Oh,
as your pairing and like Ruben Dias in there as well. Like
Ruben
you
Dias.
have Mateus Nunez, who like I think's really good at right back, but like do I trust him more than I trusted a prime Kyle Walker?
No,
No.
of course not.
Like, so it's like one of those things where if they do it and they prove that they're robotic again, tip my cap. Like they did it, like Pep did it again, but I,
Does that mean
it's,
Arteta sacked this summer?
I mean, it just depends. Like if you look at it, if Arteta wins the Champions League but loses the Prem, you're not sacking him. Like if Arteta does the domestic double but doesn't win Premier League and
Mhm.
Champions League, I don't think so. But once again, this is I think we discussed it at when we started the podcast. The goalposts move, and they've already
Mhm.
started to move at least within Arsenal Twitter, where before the season it was just get us a trophy, get us a trophy.
Yeah.
And now after this draw, I'm seeing a lot of people being like, if Arteta doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League, I'd sack him by the
Mhm.
same people that were saying just get us a trophy. So it's like
Yeah.
I knew the goalposts would move at some point this season where it's like a Carabao Cup isn't enough for people when at the beginning of the year it was. And like it's like I don't know what you it's a competitive league. Like I don't know what you want him to do. I think there is an issue in terms of he's gotten better with rotating players, but clearly like maybe don't have super injury prone players as the backups to these players. Like I'm looking at Ben White in particular, or like an Odegaard has been super injured this year.
Mhm.
Like where we're having Saka play the 10, who he looks good playing the 10, but like, do we really want Saka playing the 10 when his best position is right wing? But I'll stop. I've talked Arsenal enough.
You're good. Just good for you to be able to get it out. Um, let's jump into a different game. Let's go into what was it? Serie A versus Coppa Italia.
Yeah. Serie
Yeah.
A.
Milan versus Como. We draw 1-1 with Como. I didn't watch this game. Let me throw it over to our chief Como savant, Mr. Donahue.
Yeah, I unfortunately couldn't watch the whole game. I was just laughing feels disrespectful here. Um, I watched the second half, so I was able to see Rafael Leao's goal.
Okay.
I don't know. The team they still look good, to be honest, which is it's nice when you watch a losing team, but it still looks like good football and they
Yeah.
don't just get kind of but I don't know, I don't have too much to say. This doesn't feel like any sort of like it's not a game you learn a lot from. It's two good teams playing, comes out in a draw. It's fine. I'm not worried for Como. Nico Paz is one of the best players in the world, and I love watching him play.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Pucc, did you watch this game at all or no?
No, but I do have a point that I want to make on Milan. I think they're having an insane year because they currently are in second by 7 points,
Yeah.
which you're like sitting there and you're like, all right, that's a decent amount this late in the season. But they only have one loss. Like they just draw like like they've drawn 9 games. Like it's crazy. They don't
Yeah.
lose. They either win or draw. Like
Yeah, they're actually having an
it,
amazing year. I mean, their goal differential is
yeah,
22. They have 1 loss. In comparison, the team with the second most losses or second least is Inter with 4, and then Napoli have 5. Roma have 8. Like, oh my god! But they're tied on wins with all the. That's so funny.
yeah. They just draw a lot. So, but it's also like Allegri Haram ball. So like they kind
Yeah,
of knew this was going to happen. Like Allegri plays, like I know people say like Arteta plays Haram ball, but like you've never seen Haram ball if you haven't watched Allegri play. Like
I'd
it's
have to look that up.
it's bad viewing, but once again, it's like it gets the job done. Kind of
Yeah,
like what
yeah,
people think about Arteta, where you're like, I hate watching this, but like when you get 3 points or a point in general, you're like, I'll take that over a loss. Like,
yeah.
so yeah.
Totally hear that there. Um, yeah, we could talk Girona Barca. Happened earlier in the week. Barca are obviously not in great form. 2 back-to-back losses. The only difference with this one is this has become a massive thing in Spain. So before the second goal, Echeverri stepped on Koundé's foot. Clear as day. I believe they didn't go to VAR. If they did, I don't know how they missed this. It was a clear foul. Stepped on his foot, fouled him. Like, I mean, this is not. If you don't think it was a foul, you don't think he stepped on his foot. Like, I don't know. Tell you, Echeverri said he did. He said it was a foul. A Liga has now suspended the referee because of what happened. Like things like that. So it's just fucking ridiculous because it's like we're losing games over shit, and then we watch other teams just get away with shit all the time. Whatever. I was telling somebody at work today, I'm really not worried about Barca because we're not losing games because we're in such horrific form. We're losing games over some bullshit, and we're just like on a 2-game slide. If they go and win 5 straight games, no one's gonna remember this. Not worried. Pooch thoughts.
Didn't realize Thomas Lamar still plays. That was interesting to note.
Dude,
I
he was
thought
so good on that Monaco team when they won.
I had the Ian Wright meme playing in my head when I saw that he came in. I was like, what? You're alive? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've known that just because he's been at Atleti, but
yeah,
also the fact like Brian Hill,
yeah.
yeah, he's still playing footy. And what's funny is Ter Stegen should have been playing in this game, but he got hurt, so he's out for the year. But yeah, I mean, also in this game, Lamine Yamal missed a penalty, which isn't fun, but we're okay. The defense needs to be shoring up a little bit. No Pedri is like this. It's literally this consequential to us. Because Rafinha played, Lamine played. Our midfield was Frankie de Jong, Dani Olmo, and Fermin Lopez. And I think although they work hard, I think there's just something about Pedri's interceptions and just some of his positioning that defensively they don't have.
He's also the best midfielder in the world, so it's like,
well, right, that's part of it too. The other thing is the center back, but like our defense is solid, but you need like they are not that good unless Pedri's in front of them, and he's not the one that's putting in crazy tackles. He is just intercepting passes. He's winning the ball. He's adding a lot of that where like Dani Olmo isn't doing that, and Fermin isn't really doing that. So now you've like weakened an already kind of susceptible defense even more. I'm not worried. We'll be fine. Who do I have at the weekend? Let's see who Barca play at the weekend. I don't even know. Barcelona fixture. We play Levante. That's correct. We play Levante on Sunday. So we'll be fine. I'm totally focused though as we transition into this weekend. North London Derby. Sorry to whoever gets mad about that. Where should we start here, Pooch? You want to start? You want me to start?
I'm a generous guy. I'll let you start.
I would be very scared to be an Arsenal fan right now. I think that playing Tottenham off a new manager bounce after you guys are in not good form, which is, what is it, 1 game? It like this feels like you guys are going to show up a bit scared.
Ooh,
We have nothing to lose.
Scared is a tough word. Yeah, but like, I don't think we're gonna show up scared.
You might not. I think you might poop your pants.
Okay. Well, now I get that you're playing the sarcastic role.
I'm not playing any
I
rules.
if I'm gonna be honest, if you had Christian Romero, I'd be a little bit more nervous. I think I said it last episode. I'm always nervous anytime playing a North London derby,
Okay.
but I I mean, if you're going to play a back three, who's your back three? Dragusin, Van de Ven, and Ben Davies.
No, Paulinho. Ben Davies is out for the year. We have 11 first-team starters, or first-team players hurt.
Okay.
1,
so
2,
that
3,
also
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's actually 12 now. If you count Romero's red.
Yeah, White Hart Lane is always a tough place to go. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what tactics Tudor implores, and then also what the response is from Arsenal. I think if we start out slow, I think
What did Wolves play against you?
it'll be a draw. If we
I would
start
take a
out
draw.
hot, you'll take any points if we're being honest.
Dude, I don't want to make you scared, but Tudor typically plays a 3-4-2-1, and that's what Wolves just played against you.
Ethan, I don't want to burst your bubble here, but most teams play a 3 in the back against us.
This is you really
also.
Is that true? Because let me go through and I'll tell you right now.
Let's
go through.
Wait.
What did Wigan play against you?
Yeah, look at what Wigan played against us.
Wigan played 3, but Wigan is Wigan.
Okay. No. Hold on. No.
Brentford played 4.
No.
What?
Hold on.
Sunderland played.
Hold on. No,
Sunderland played 5.
You'd be a great politician because you just glossed over the fact that Wigan played a 3 in the back against us, and we beat them so bad. One of their center backs had to be subbed out in the 30th minute.
You're talking about like a horrific Wigan team, like a championship level side.
They're actually, I believe, League One.
Okay,
but
you're proud of
it.
That no problem.
They are currently 20th in League One. They're tied on points to get relegated.
I'm gonna keep going here. Let's see what Chelsea played against you.
Don't take that Chelsea game into
Chelsea
account.
Actually played a back
horrific.
3.
Yeah, and they were horrific. Leeds.
It won't show me the rest of the games. Oh, team form. That's why.
Leeds.
I haven't got there yet. I'll tell you when I get there.
I'm looking right now, brother. It's a back 3.
What did Kairat Almaty play against you? Why does everyone play a back 3 against you? I would play a back 4, honestly.
They play a back 3 because we are so dominant, like in terms of field tilt, like where we just pressure that they have to play 3 in the back. I don't know. But all I know is I've watched most of the Arsenal games this year, and most teams just play a 3 in the back and then hope to counter with 2 strikers.
Yeah, I would. I don't like that.
So it's like one of those things where Tudor plays a 3 in the back, but I would I don't see we've played against that style so much this year that I don't think it's going to be oh shit, they're playing a 3 in the back. We weren't expecting this.
What did United play against you? Yeah, United played
4 in the back.
I would go 4, honestly, now that I think about it.
But Tudor, first game in, is he going to go 4? I know I don't know. I think if in the first 20 minutes Arsenal looks slow and lethargic, I do think it will end up a draw. I think if in the first 20 minutes, even if we don't score, we look on our hair's on fire, I think we'll end up winning the game.
All right. Well, the good thing for us is Tudor's a firefighter.
That's true.
That's what they call him. So maybe you should move more like water and stop playing haram ball. Maybe a little more possession, off-ball movement.
Listen, I'm sure all of the players and Arteta would love to not play haram ball, but as we've clearly pointed out, when every other team stacks their own box with 10 players, it's tough to not play haram ball.
Barca did it for years. Arteta's a Barca man. Not really. He's turning into Jose. I won't harp on this. Give me your final score prediction then. Give me your final score prediction right now.
3-1 Arsenal.
This is going to be a real ball knowledge test. You know that for all of us.
Yeah.
I got 2-2 draw.
Owen?
Doug?
I don't want to say what I actually think is going to happen.
No, say it.
So what I'm going to do is the opposite.
Good boy.
Which is a 2-1 victory for Mr. Tudor and your Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, now you're in the cone of silence. What's your real answer?
I just gave you my real
Yeah, what's his
answer.
real answer?
Real quick. If you're listening now, please skip ahead 20 seconds real
Yeah,
quick.
don't listen to this
All right.
part.
When they skipped ahead, what's your answer?
If you were a keen listener, you would have noticed that I said I'm going to say the opposite of what I think is going to actually
Okay.
happen.
Okay. That's
When
all
you're
I
low
needed to
key
hear.
soft, bro, put your balls on the table in front of Pooch right now. Because you're doing a Pooch thing where he waffles. He starts waffling to the audience, and
I'm not waffling. I have my thoughts of what I think is going to happen, and I've covertly shared those thoughts, despite the fact that I don't want those thoughts to be the truth. But I'm an honest man. I pride myself on being a realist, being a ball knower, and giving the audience true introspective football knowledge.
Fair
And with
enough.
that, I just that's what I think is going to happen.
See, that was smart by Owen because he used enough big words
Yeah.
to make me agree with whatever he was saying.
You're good, I'm with you.
Poise.
Oh, poise. I thought you said poise. I was like,
Yeah, I
what am
thought you said poise too. I was
like, what do I have
does
to be
poise
poised
have to
for?
do with this?
Should we put a forfeit on this game?
Nah.
Why?
All right, loser has to shave their beard.
All right.
Okay.
And if it's draw,
We have to shave half of our beard. So
No.
then when we meet up, we have to push our face together to make a full beard.
if it's a draw, I get to expose Pooch's real address on the pod.
I feel like that doesn't help me.
Why
if
would
it's a draw,
that should be a loss for you. You should be trying to win. See, Haram, you're talking about how
if
that helps you
it's
win games.
if it's a draw,
play attacking football.
If it's a draw, Ethan and I both have to get our arm hair waxed.
No, I'm not doing that.
Why?
That's
Why?
no.
Why? You afraid of a little boo boo?
Dude, let me share your address then.
You
Let me
afraid of a
share your
little boo boo?
address.
You afraid of a little boo boo, Ethan?
I should have to do that if we lose.
Oh, everybody likes the hair on my arms, Pooch. Everybody likes the hair on my arms.
I've never heard of his voice. City versus Newcastle. He like completely disarmed me. If you're trying to ever disarm me, like just do what he just did. That was insane. I don't think I've ever.
It was really good, actually.
City, yeah, Pooch, you could lead the rest of the podcast. I'm good, man.
Okay, that was my Miss Rachel voice. City, I'm gonna be super biased here. I think the Etihad gets a huge rash of COVID. Everybody there can't play. Newcastle shows up. Nobody's there. They get a 3-0 forfeit win. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. What I think is going to happen is a 4-1 City win. Thoughts?
Yeah,
or
City are going to run over Newcastle.
Okay. Next was Villa Leeds. I put down. I think this will be a good one at Villa. Two kind of classic Brexit type of teams, like when you think of them historically. Leeds in decent form, Villa going the opposite direction in the table, kind of trying to remain. Both teams are playing for something. Villa trying to stay in the Champions League spots. Leeds trying to stay above water for that relegation line, get to that 40 points. I actually think Leeds may come out on top in this one. I think both teams strikers are fighting for that spot on the flight, PCL and Tammy Abraham. So it'll be interesting to see how both of them perform in this one.
Give me Villa.
Ooh. La Liga. Villarreal, Valencia.
Yeah, this is a derby.
Yeah, okay. I just know that both teams wear yellow primarily, so that's why I put it down. I felt like that was some sort of derby. But
do you know the background on this? It's actually kind of cool. So the background here is Valencia was the first club, and what happened is that it's kind of like an Adidas situation where the owners broke up. You know, like they were brothers. One of them went off to create Villarreal, and I think he did it like 5 miles from the stadium.
That's awesome.
So a lot of like history there. Yeah, distance. All right, now it's 51 miles.
They may have moved stadiums.
Well, Villarreal is a city. No, I guess it always was 50 miles. But that being said, it's about an hour car ride. Long story short, he created a club like just down the block. They always compete, obviously, in La Liga. And yeah, it's not like one of these crazy rivalries in Spain, but it's one of the bigger ones. It's two teams, and kind of Valencia is obviously a big city. Villarreal is a smaller one, but one of those things that when they get together, there's no love lost.
Yeah.
Give me
Fireworks.
Villarreal. Give me Villarreal. Second, I'm looking up the background.
Next game in La Liga that I put down, Atletico versus Espanyol. Feel like that was a good one.
Yeah, Espanyol's having a decent year this year. I think last time I checked, they were in 5th. I don't know if they've fallen or come up. And Atleti's in like weird form because Atleti beat Barca and they look dominant, and then they drew Club Brugge 3-3. Part of me is like, oh, just take Atleti, but I don't know. Espanyol's not an easy place. Where's this game being played?
I believe Espanyol. Or no, Atletico.
Okay, so I mean, still not an easy place. I would take Atleti to win this, but Espanyol is a feisty team. They're a good team.
I'll also say this. The last time Espanyol won a game was December 22nd, 2025. They have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 7.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually kind of crazy, but they are in 6th still. So
yeah. All right. Real quick, back to the Villarreal Valencia, just because I found it. So it's called Derby de la Comunidad, which is like Derby of the community.
Crazy.
Yeah, so for years the clubs maintained like a very friendly relationship with each other because they played in different divisions. So they were always kind of like supporting one another. And then when it became a true derby, it was in the 90s. Billionaire Fernando Roig failed to succeed his brother Francisco as the owner of Valencia, and controversially opted instead to buy Villarreal from the city of Villarreal. So at that time, Villarreal was not really known. They were like, again, a smaller team. And under the billionaire, they became better and better. And now it's now it's a pretty big rivalry. They've played in a semifinal for the UEFA Cup and also a quarterfinal, so in European competition. But kind of interesting how it started as like two teams that didn't really care about each other. It's like if FC Motown and the Red Bulls, they probably like kind of support each other a little bit, but it's like if Motown became an MLS club, and it's like, whoa, you're like 10 miles from my stadium. Like you're like right around the corner. So that's a cool one there.
And then the Red Bulls brother was the one that took over FC Motown.
Exactly. Red out of the Red Bulls took over. Yeah.
So then the Red Bulls was just Bulls.
Right. And FC Motown was FC Red Motown.
Yeah.
Serie A, Juve versus Como. I'm always going to take my Como boys. I don't care.
I think Como's going to win by multiple goals.
Yeah, you're really out on Juve. Juve's like your Newcastle of like European footy.
Yeah. I always have to pick one team. I feel like that I have to hate
demons.
watch. And I wouldn't say Juve's fake demons, because were they ever really a demon this year?
So demons, when you're determining demon status, it's mainly like just off this season. It's not like a 2 to 3 year thing.
It could be, but like the last 2 to 3 years, do you really think Juve's been a demon? Like, it's one of those things where it's like the media has to be hyping you up like a ton. And I feel like nobody's really been hyping up Juve. Like, for example, like a team like Como, I may lean towards fake demon. I don't think that or like demon / fake demon, but like I don't think they're there yet, but the media loves them. So it's like one of those things where it's like, are they like, I think the media probably perfectly rates them, where they're like, this is a fun story. Like, it's more about this is a fun story, not necessarily like Como's going to win Serie A at the beginning of the season, like that type of thing.
Understandable.
Like Wrexham fake demons.
Ooh, yeah, you are not a Wrexham guy.
No, I fucking hate Wrexham. That's
I kind of agree.
Ryan Reynolds.
I don't mind Ryan Reynolds. I just kind of don't like Wrexham.
I'll send you some links after this talking about how bad of a person Ryan Reynolds is.
Okay, fair enough. Atalanta versus Napoli. Give me Napoli in this. Atalanta without Lookman have kind of fallen down the shitter. I don't know. I rock with Napoli. I'd love to go to Naples at some point. I've heard someone describe it as proper Italy. Like, it's like if you
Naples,
want like you been?
Nope.
So you just confirm
No,
it?
but it is if you ever see like videos of it.
Right, that's why.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's what mountain is it right under? Etna.
Okay.
It's like right under Mount Etna. And for years they've been saying Mount Etna is gonna blow, and that if it blows, like the Naples will be donezo. But like, yeah, but like only recently, like, have scientists actually been saying, like, for years it's been like, well, if it does blow, like,
Yeah.
it kind of done. There's always earthquakes and stuff like that, kind of like San Francisco. But I think within the past 2 years, they've been like, people may want to start thinking about possibly evacuating. Like,
So I have to go to Naples like kind of ASAP.
yeah, that's the main crux of what
Okay.
I'm saying.
I'll get
Yeah.
out there. I need to see the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Yeah, I think we're both in lockstep there. Atalanta, Napoli over Atalanta, correct? Napoli to beat Atalanta.
Yeah.
All righty.
Sorry, I'm trying to find links right now to how bad of a person Ryan Reynolds is. So.
That'll be our ball knowledge for next week. All right, longtime listener of the podcast and one of our top fans came up with a new game. I don't know what we're calling it, maybe just Footy Golf. Well, I'm going to let you kind of explain this. This will be our game for maybe moving forward Thursdays if the people like it. If not, I'm going to make fun of you about it.
Perfect. So it's a nice sunny day. I'd say it's maybe late summer. It's kind of starting to get that breeze going. You've had a nice relaxing summer day, but in the evening, you and Pucc stroll up to class's permanent golf course, right? Looking for a round of some footy golf. And on this pitch, this first hole is going to be a par 4. And the way this game works is I've got a club in my head, and I'm going to give you hints about this club. Each hint will be more revealing, and it should hopefully take you, depending on the par, a certain amount of hints to guess this club based on those hints. So for example, this first one is a par 4. So I've got a list of hints here that I'm gonna rattle off, and you guys are gonna guess after each one. You should guess this team in 4 hints, hence the golf part of it. But if you get it in 3, you'll get yourself a birdie.
Wow.
You can get it in 5, get yourself a bogey.
Okay.
So this is great. I played this a couple times with Mike. I said we should start calling him Producer Mike.
Okay.
At this point with his contributions to the show, we're not going to do that. He doesn't deserve that much credit.
Wow.
But shout out Mike for this game, and I'm excited to play it with you guys.
So how many holes are we playing here? Or are we just playing one?
I've got a couple down,
Okay.
so we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So let's just get into it right off the jump. This first hole, like I said, par 4, and your first hint is that this team plays in one of the Big 5 European leagues.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, or do you want? How do we
You
decide
can
this?
go first.
I think you guys
can
should
go
work
first.
together.
Okay.
I think that would be
Okay.
the most fun way to do this.
We do like a little bit of a scramble. All right. So just to be clear, I'm guessing the club, or I'm guessing like the league.
You're trying to guess the club.
Okay. Big 4, you said?
Big 5.
Give me Napoli.
That's not.
But if I got it, hole in one.
I did actually get a hole in one in the test game, which was fun with Mike.
Okay. So
All right. I'll give you the second hint now, which is that this club has won its domestic cup 7 times.
when we're talking domestic cup, we're talking like FA Cup right now, like Carabao Cup. Just for
Correct.
example. Okay.
Yeah.
So Pucc, it's not Barca. Barca's won it like 37 times. Real Madrid is. Owen just made a face.
I don't think it's anybody in, like, I don't think we should be thinking super big teams.
Right. Okay.
I think we should be thinking maybe smaller, maybe a Tottenham. Oh no, they won the FA Cup a decent amount.
I have no idea.
They held it before Arsenal took it away. The FA Cup, the most FA Cups.
I didn't know that. All right. Fair enough to us. Well, he's very specifically specified top 5 leagues, not when I said top 4.
I know, yeah. Like, I don't think a Bayern Munich. I don't think a
No.
Dortmund. I don't think a Leipzig has enough
because I don't think we should be thinking German. I think we should maybe be thinking Italian, maybe French, but all the French teams like have eras where they just dominated. So maybe not even them. I'm thinking an Aston Villa, like a team like that where they've had success in the past, but not like sustained like a massive club. So let me throw the Aston Villa.
That is not.
I like that.
All right, your next hint is that this club shares a home stadium with another club.
So this could be a Milan.
Yeah, could be.
I think both Milan teams probably won more. Who else shares stadiums?
It's not an English team.
Yeah, they don't share.
None of the
Spain doesn't share.
Spain doesn't share.
Germany doesn't.
Germany doesn't.
Italy? No, I said Milan.
France, maybe? I'm looking look at my map.
I'm trying to think of France. Who would share, though? Because Paris doesn't even share.
No, Paris doesn't share. I'm looking at my map right now. I don't think it would be France. And honestly, are we overthinking it? And it might just be Inter AC.
Let's go with that. Let's go with just one of those.
Okay. I would say Inter over AC to pick here.
Yeah.
Inter.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, no worries. This is hint number 4. This is for par.
Okay.
And this hint is that this club's colors were chosen to represent Greece, the birthplace of the Olympic game. Those colors are sky blue and white.
Okay. Who wears sky blue? I mean, City does, but we're obviously not talking about City. They don't share a stadium.
Sky blue and
the first
white.
team I think of after is Lazio. They have, or Naples.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's it. Lazio.
Lazio?
Beautiful work, boys.
Yes.
Let's
Great
go.
job, E.
On your
Great
first
job, E.
Who do they share with?
Roma.
They share with Roma. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. All right, cool. So we got.
I wasn't
4.
even thinking them. Yeah.
I just thought of blue, and I just thought of Pedro the other day scoring and running to the fans. In the, all right, yeah, let's go to hole number 2. I like this. This is a good game.
Let's jaunt on over to hole number 2. And this one is a par 5.
Okay.
So it's fun. And your first hint, similar to the first one, but this team does not play in one of the big 5 European football leagues.
Okay. Oh, that's it. That's it.
Olympiacos.
That is not it.
Take pooches. Oh, I'm assuming that. Okay.
All right. Number 2, this club was founded by a group of Italian immigrants in 1905.
All right, let's think this through.
1905. That's super early in soccer.
Yeah. Not a tough
So
one.
it wouldn't be the U.S.
No. Way too early. Where would Italians immigrate to? Would they immigrate to Italy?
I mean, a
To
lot
England?
of places.
No, wait. You know,
they
there's like a lot of
could've.
like Argentinians with Italian names. Is there any Argentinian teams?
But
with,
do
like-
we think? But do we
That was
think
post World War II, wasn't
those?
it?
Yeah, like, do we also think those teams were like soccer was created late 1800s, so it has to be like either English, although no, it can't be because it's not top 5. And quick inquiry.
Yep.
When you say top 5 leagues, correct? We could still choose like the championship or League One.
No, wait.
Or do you mean country? Like, do you mean like?
No, I'm just talking about the league specifically, not the nation.
Okay, so I could pick a championship club if I really wanted to.
Yeah. That is not a top 5 league.
Okay. I don't think it's it based on his reaction, Ethan. I was trying to gather that through asking those questions. But I'm trying to think of
do teams have Italian like names? You know what I'm trying to say? Like the other thing I'm thinking is again, like when I think of Italy immigrants, the first thing I think of is Argentina or the US.
No, I agree.
Because like you have guys like Enzo Fernandez. Like Enzo's not a Spanish name; that's an Italian name.
We could go Boca if you really want to. If you're on the Argentinian wave, yeah, let's just do it.
Fuck it, or River.
I don't even know what that term is in golf, but that's it. You got it.
You got it. Let's go. Was that 2?
Yeah.
That's an eagle, or no? It's a albatross.
Let's
Okay,
go.
albatross.
Let's go.
Dude,
I don't know.
We're 3 under.
Now, the crazy thing about that one is that was the club that I got a hole-in-one on. So when me and Mike were doing the test run, so that's crazy that it's the same club where you guys
I don't know.
get an albatross.
The Italian immigrant thing just hit me so hard where I was
to be honest, I expected you guys to be like, I don't know what the fuck that means. But after you guys were honed in on that and nailed that, that's impressive.
Well, you know what it has been is also recently, I've just noticed how many Argentinians, like Prestiani is an Italian name. Gianluca Simeone. You know, like those are all Italian names. These dudes are Argentinian. It's just been hitting me recently as I've been watching. I'm like, why do so many Argentinians have Italian names? And so that was the first thing that hit me.
There's a lot of answers there.
That was impressive. I mean, do we want to do one more?
I mean, that was too easy.
I mean, I would like to do one of these days front 9 if we could.
Wow.
We can make that. Happen.
Maybe a full 18. Right.
Let's go. This final hole, it's another par 4. And your first hint is that this team has won its domestic trophy 6 times.
It's going to be difficult. Domestic trophy again, meaning like FA Cup, correct? Like the domestic. Okay. Well, Pucc, he's already done. Let's get into the psychology of Owen. He's already done Italy. He was on a big Italian wave, by the way. These are all like Italian connections. Give me 6 times Atletico Madrid.
No, sir. This club was a founding member of its football league in 1888.
1888. So, Ethan,
England.
I'm thinking it might be England.
6 times.
Once again, it feels like a Villa.
I was just about to say a Villa. Who has 1888 like in their crest or something? I think it might be Villa.
You want to go Villa? We can go Villa.
Can we go Villa on this one?
You can. I wouldn't because that's not the answer, but it's a good guess. Hint number 3 is that this team has been relegated from its nation's top league 3 times.
Okay. So what's a team? Nottingham could be this.
Yeah. But you also have to think like, what is like an Everton? No.
What team also? 18,
but he
18,
also
wait. Spurs is 1888. Tottenham? No, because you said they had the most FA Cups and 6. It was,
no, they have more than 6.
What teams have an 1888 in their logo?
You also have to think like.
It doesn't have to be in their logo. I'm just trying to think of like that sticks out.
No, I know.
The other thing is
like Newcastle, Sunderland have been relegated more because he also didn't say like since a time, so it's like
that's true.
All time. So like it wouldn't be like.
What about a Sheffield?
They've been relegated way too many times.
Yeah, that's true. Norwich. What are like the oldest clubs? Oh, Millwall.
Millwall could be a cheeky one only because, but I feel like because they were a top side for a while there, like in the Prem where maybe.
Because they're not like a helicopter team or yo-yo team. You know what I mean?
No, but like.
What are like historic teams? Like teams that have really good fan bases? Birmingham,
maybe. West Ham too much. Tottenham not enough.
Chelsea.
Arsenal not.
No, Chelsea are in 1888. I feel like I know their year.
Plus Chelsea were relegated a decent amount.
Okay.
Like more than thrice. Bastards. I don't know. Maybe throw out the Birmingham or Millwall one.
Yeah, let's do Birmingham.
It's a good guess. It's not correct. This club, we are on hint. This is hint number 4.
Okay, this is par.
So, yeah, this is par. They participate in the East Lancashire Derby.
You know Lancashire?
No Google searches for this one, boy.
No, he just has a map with every team in the world.
Man, I was hoping they'd show like regions. They don't.
Well, let's think this through.
Lancashire's on the northern side.
Swansea?
No, because that's Wales. That's a whole different
Cardiff
issue. Wales.
All right, northern side, not Newcastle then, right?
No, that's not their.
I don't know anything about
county.
England. Southampton.
So, Lancashire. You want to know what? Could it be Ipswich?
Ooh, Ipswich have a good history, but I feel like the Tractor Boys, don't they have a 4 in their year?
They could. I mean,
Is that
maybe
like
it is a
1894?
Forest. Maybe Leicester. I feel like they've been relegated a decent amount.
No, and they've never won the FA Cup.
That's true. Oh, I have to think about that as well. I wasn't.
That's why, like, I don't hate the Ipswich shout because they used to be pretty good.
I mean,
tell me the teams in the north.
Know. Well, it's like weird because I don't know Lancashire. Like, I know of Lancashire, and I think it's like north. It's not northwest. So, like, anything above Manchester, like, is out of the running, and anything below London is out of the running. So it's like this middle section here. Mersey's out of the running.
What about Wolves?
Wolves wouldn't be the worst shout, but I feel like they've been relegated more than 3 times.
Yeah, I think just in our lifetime.
Like, I feel like the 3
Bolton?
best answers. Bolton?
I don't know where they
Bolton? Oh, Bolton's in Manchester, so it's not them.
Manchester.
I feel like the 3 best answers we can give are Norwich, Ipswich, or Forest right now.
Well, here's the thing. I think we would know Forest.
Wait, hold on. It shows some regions on here where it's like the London, the West Midlands, South Yorkshire. So it's Lancashire we're looking for, right?
I feel like we would know if Nottingham had a certain rival that was in East Lancashire. You know what I mean? Like, we would have probably known that at this point. I feel like
what was the last hint, Owen?
The East Lancashire.
They compete in the East Lancashire Derby.
East Lancashire. Let me try and think back to when I was a young lad.
Let's get a guess.
You want to know what? It's
what?
I think the East Lancashire Derby is Norwich City, Ipswich. They're the most east, middle of the country teams. I think it's one of those, and I think we should go with Ipswich.
Let's do it. I'll rock with Pucc.
That's not it. It's all right. Here we are on hint number 5. Maybe this one should have been a par 5, but it's a tough course here on the CIP golf course. So it is what it is. Hint number 5 is that this club has a flower in its bat.
There's no way it's Leeds, right?
No, because Leeds is in Yorkshire.
Yeah. A flower? Does Norwich have a flower in their badge?
No, they have a canary.
What about Bournemouth? Who's the team with a big flower? There's one team that has a big flower in the middle of their badge, and they get relegated. Is that not Bournemouth?
No, Bournemouth has like the woman or like the Italian Atalanta.
Wait. There's a team that regularly gets relegated that has a big flower in the middle. Why am I blanking here?
What if they... Oh, are you thinking of Sheffield United?
I think maybe.
They're in South Yorkshire.
I'm not crazy. Oh, am I kind of on the right track here? Or am I totally off?
I'll say yes. Yeah. You're on the right track. I was laughing at Pucc just staring at this map.
Is it Coventry? Does Coventry City have a flower?
I have no idea. No.
Is it West Brom? They have a bird sitting on what looks like a flower.
He's talking about like a proper flower.
I
don't know, dude.
A proper flower.
As he's staring at them.
He loves the map. Bristol? Does Bristol have a flower? Or are they the ones with the guy standing on the thing?
Look, I have to find where Bristol is.
No, Bristol is like a bird, I think. And then they have the guy standing, right?
Yeah. Burton Albion, maybe? Derby has a fucking sheep shagger.
This is so hard.
This is tough.
They have a flower. Okay. There's a team I feel like I'm thinking of that has a flower.
Middlesbrough?
No, they have like a lion or something. They yo-yo. Something I was thinking of earlier when I was doing like the Boltons and the Bristols is like old teams that were good, like Alan Shearer is who like the first guy I think of. Like Alan Shearer, I don't know, like him. Who were some of the other like good like original Prem players that didn't play for the big teams? Right? What was he on? Blackburn, Blackpool.
Vinnie Jones.
Who?
Vinnie Jones. He's made a career out of movies now.
I don't know. And then I also don't have Ian Wright played for Arsenal. Like I don't know. Oh, and how like off are we?
You're not.
I'm not off.
No.
Blackpool? Blackburn?
You're just. Which one are you guessing?
Both.
Guess Blackburn. Guess Blackburn. Don't
Blackburn.
guess Blackpool.
Yes.
It was Blackburn. Oh, I was right with going with like these older teams. Okay, I gotta look
Now,
this
where
up.
They
Now,
have
where
a
the
big
hell
ass
is-
rose in the badge.
Yes.
And also, when you said Alan Shearer, I had to like bite my tongue. I was like, yeah,
I forgot what team he played for. Did he play for Bolton?
Blackburn.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So
shit! I
Wow.
fucked up. I don't know my English geography because Blackburn is in Greater Manchester.
holy fuck, I was on that shit. I have like this. Me and like Owen Loki share a brain cell. I feel like. So what, we got that in 5. So what are we at right now, Pooch? We're under
2 under.
one. Okay. You know what's funny is I'm looking at a map, and so Blackburn right next to it's Preston, and I said Bolton. Oh my! All those teams are right next to each other. Preston was something I was thinking too, but I didn't think Preston had that good a history. I thought they
Bury's
were
close too.
Bury till I die. That's a fun game. That's like a little too addicting though. I'm just gonna continue playing that.
Yeah, it's a great one.
That's why I said next time we
You
do
can't
next
you
week.
can't play it in your free time though, because I'm gonna run out of hints.
I'll save it for this, but next time, Owen, come with a front 9.
Ooh.
I mean, sure.
Gotta come with a front 9.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Pretty good episode today, and we kept it just under 2 hours, which I'm very happy about. Obviously, a lot of craziness happened this week. We spoke Benfica. We spoke earlier, literally yesterday, we spoke MLS. Tudor's going to save Spurs. Went through the UCL recap. NLD will be a big one this weekend. Keep an eye on. We obviously had a new fun game. I don't really got much more else to say to the people. Pooch, you got anything?
I just want to let people be aware that sometimes your friends are really susceptible to AI photos. And when they send in those AI photos into a group chat, just do your own research and make sure you don't get got by a guy that always gets got by AI. Just letting people know and putting that out there for the people.
Fair. Very fair. Oh, talk to them.
Yeah, no long spiel this week. I'm glad you guys liked Foot Golf. I'm very, very proud of Mike for that one. I'm a big fan of that game as well. So hope everyone has a good weekend. Hope everyone enjoys a nice slate of football. And I hope you guys specifically, Pooch and Ethan, sleep well tonight.
I don't
That
like the
feels
way
like
you
a
said
threat.
that.
Yeah, that feels
Yeah,
like a threat.
don't love that.
Oh, all right. Sorry. I guess I won't be nice to you guys anymore.
That's like telling somebody have a good flight.
Is that crazy to do?
Yeah, you never tell
God
somebody
forbid I
have a good
can't.
flight. Now, if somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, have a good flight," I'd be like, "Why? What do you know? Don't tell me that."
All right. Well, I don't even care how you sleep.
Well, that's even
Perfect.
worse then. That's even worse.
I
Why
can't
can't you just find a nice middle ground? Just be like, hey guys, like, have a good day.
go to bed tonight. Like what?
Thanks.
Is that a good middle ground?
Thanks, Owen. Thanks,
so.
Owen.
Yeah, I'll definitely consider it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get everybody out of here. Love you guys. Class is permanent. Form is temporary.